So we got a chance to go to the Crook County Fair just recently. And one of my favorite things to do, of course, is to see the quilts. I think we're really lucky in this county because there's actually a pretty good showing. We have a number of quilters in this county, and we have really talented quilters in this county, a lot of them. So we have a really good quilt show, actually. So I hope that you will enjoy watching this. I loved it. I hope you will have fun too. Okay, so back to work in my sewing room, and I have my little retirement quilt. We have a retirement plan. We plan on camping. I had this one almost done for a long time. Old story, you've heard this before. So I'm trying to get it finished up. I did get the quilting done recently. Can't remember if I videoed any of that or not. I don't think I did. And so now I'm getting ready to do the binding. I wanted to do rickrack on here, so I've got my rickrack laid out. And I'm just going to stitch this down before I actually add the binding so that I don't have to worry about trying to keep it in place while I'm adding binding. And so I'm going to stitch this on, and then I'm going to cut my binding strips and, trim the quilt and get this finished. So I just remembered I was doing this rickrack, and because it's so big, I wanted to make my binding a little bit wider. So I actually remembered to cut it wider, but I forgot to move in. So my stitching that I did just barely shows. So I need to go back and stitch that in just a smidge further. Glad I thought about it now before I was all the way around the quilt. But that does... Let's see here. Looks like I'm fine from here. Okay, so I'm just going to start from where I'm at, and then I will go over the beginning part again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to follow my 1/4 inch line on my foot, but I'm going to move my needle in one click. So it will be just a smidge wider than 1/4 inch. And I think that'll be perfect. Okay, I have a little tiny spot here that I'm needing to go a little deeper. I think I'm going to stitch all the way around, and then I'm going to go find any spots that I have and then stitch back just on those, but I'm going to keep going so I can get this binding on. Oh, bother. So my hanging loop looks like it caught it and twisted that back. So I'm going to have to fix that too. Again, I'll go all the way around and then I'll fix the things I have to fix. Off for more pinning. Okay, so now I've got, there, you can see me better. I've got the binding all on. I got it attached. I fixed everything. I just basically turned it over to the back, and where I could see the lighter stitching that I had done to hold the rickrack on, I just went to make sure I was inside that line. And I just took a couple stitches out here and straightened that out, and then just went over it, the whole top of it again. So I have those all fixed. So now it is ready for me to take the binding and roll it to the back and stitch it down. So almost done. And then that will be one more UFO off my list. Yay! Yay, I got it finished. So we got the cute little rickrack border with our binding. Got my little hanging loops done. So one more UFO finished. I am so happy to be getting things done.